Ahab was the seventh king of Israel since Jeroboam I, the son and successor of Omri, and the husband of Jezebel of Sidon. According to the Hebrew Bible, the existence of Ahab is historically supported also outside of the biblical stories. Shalmaneser III documented 853 BC that he defeated an alliance of a dozen kings in the Battle of Karkar. One of these was Ahab. Ahab became king of Israel in the 38th year of Asa, king of Judah, and reigned for 22 years. William F. Albright dated his reign to 869-850 BC, while E. R. Thiele offered the dates 874-853 BC. Michael D. Coogan dates his reign to 871-852 BC. Ahab's life and reign. Omri seems to have been a successful military leader. He is reported in the text of the Moabite Meshastela to have oppressed Moab for many days. During Ahab's reign, Moab, which had been conquered by his father, remained tributary, while Judah, with whose king, Jehoshaphat, he was allied by marriage. Only with Aram Damascus is he believed to have had strained relations. Ahab married Jezebel, the daughter of the king of Tyre. 1 Kings chapters 16-22 tells the story of Ahab and Jezebel, and indicates that Jezebel was a dominant influence on Ahab and strove to spread idol worship of Baal in Israel. Ahab was succeeded by Araziah and Jehoram, who reigned over Israel until Jehu's revolt of 842 BC. Battle of Karkar. The Battle of Karkar is mentioned in extra-biblical records, and was perhaps at Apamea, where Shalmaneser III of Assyria fought a great confederation of princes from Cilicia, northern Syria, Israel, Ammon, and the tribes of the Syrian desert, including Ahab. Ahab's contribution was estimated at 2,000 chariots and 10,000 men. In reality, however, the number of chariots in Ahab's forces was probably closer to a number in the hundreds. If, however, the numbers are referring to allies, it could possibly include forces from Tyre, Judah, Edom, and Moab. The Assyrian king claimed a victory, but his immediate return and subsequent expeditions in 849 BC and 846 BC against a similar but unspecified coalition seem to show that he met with no lasting success. According to the Tanakh, however, Ahab with 7,000 troops had previously overthrown Ben-Hadad and his 32 kings, who had come to lay siege to Samaria, and in the following year obtained a decisive victory over him at Aphek, probably in the plain of Sharon at Antipatris. A treaty was made whereby Ben-Hadad restored the cities which his father had taken from Ahab's father, and trading facilities between Damascus and Samaria were granted. Jezreel has been identified as Ahab's fortified chariot and cavalry base. Ahab and the prophets. In the biblical texts, Ahab has 5 important encounters with prophets. The first encounter is with Elijah, whom Ahab refers to as the troubler of Israel, in which Elijah predicts a drought. This encounter ends with Elijah victorious over the official Baal prophets of Israel in a contest held for the sake of the Israelites and the king, Ahab. The contest ends when Elijah's God consumes the offering which the Baal worshippers could not induce their God to touch, after which Elijah slaughters the Baal prophets. The second encounter is between Ahab and an unnamed prophet in 1 Kings chapter 20 verse 22. The third is again between Ahab and an unnamed prophet who condemns Ahab for his actions in a battle that had just taken place. The fourth is when Elijah confronts Ahab over Ahab's and Jezebel's execution of Naboth and usurpation of the latter's ancestral vineyard. Upon the prophet's remonstration, Ahab displayed sincere remorse. The fifth encounter is with Micaiah, the prophet who, when asked for advice on a military campaign, first assures Ahab he will be successful and ultimately gives Ahab a glimpse into God's plan for Ahab to die in battle. Death of Ahab. 3 years later, war broke out east of the Jordan River, and Ahab with Jehoshaphat of Judah went to recover Ramoth Gilead. During this battle Ahab disguised himself, but was mortally wounded by an unaimed arrow. The Hebrew Bible says that dogs licked his blood, according to the prophecy of Elijah, but the Septuagint adds that pigs also licked his blood, symbolically making him unclean to the Israelites, who abstained from pork. Ahab was succeeded by his sons, Ahaziah and Jehoram. Jezebel's death, however, was more dramatic than Ahab's. As recorded in 2 Kings chapter 9 verses 30-34, Jezebel was confronted by Jehu, who had her servants throw her out the window, causing her death. Legacy. Essentially, 1 Kings chapter 16 verse 29 through 22:40 is the story of Ahab's reign. This reign is one which faces opposition from several prophets of Yahweh throughout, as well as various consequences because of his marriage to Jezebel, because of his worship of Baal, disobedience to prophetic warnings and words, and also because of the murder of Naboth. The murder of Naboth, an act of royal encroachment, stirred up popular resentment, just as the new cult aroused the opposition of the Israelite prophets, including Elijah and Micaiah. Indeed, he is referred to, for this and other things, as being more evil than all the kings before him. The followers of Yahweh found their champion in Elijah, his denunciation of the royal dynasty of Israel and his emphatic insistence on the worship of Yahweh and Yahweh alone, illustrated by the contest between Yahweh and Baal on Mount Carmel, form the keynote to a period which culminated in the accession of Jehu, an event in which Elijah's chosen disciple Elisha was the leading figure.